Okay, here is the display of the scenario when it first went down. I'm going down this road and I had Zeus in the car. At the very end of this road, where right down there where you can see the barrel, those people were parked right there. So I don't know why they stopped, and it kind of freaked me out because I can't get by. So I then decided to take this road right here. It's not really a road, but it's a little shortcut right here to go over that way to get to that, and I'll just take you there right now and show you what I did. I went down this way, was just in the car, and I cut through here like this. Okay, now I got to right here, and I was gonna head out to go around the corner there to head in down in the roadway there. And then I noticed, and they were parked over there still, they were slowly creeping this way, because I was thinking, I don't know what they're doing, but I just wanna, I'll either let them go by me or I'll just go ahead and get in front of them. But for a split second, when I seen them still sitting there, I thought that they were gonna leave. I wanted to let Zeus out here to walk around for just a minute, because 5 minutes on this pavement over here kind of dulls his nails. And I know it's not real healthy, but he won't let me take him to the vet. I can't clip his nails. He's an old dog, just don't care. And quite frankly, I get sick of the clickety-clacking, down the hallway, and I want to help the poor guy, But anyway, I decided, well, I can't let Zeus out here because there's just too many people around, and he's kind of unpredictable when it comes to a lot of people because he's deaf and blind, and I don't know, a stray dog's going to run up to us or something, or these people, anybody could get their dog out of the car, and I have to be safe, and I have to keep him safe. So for that reason only, mainly, I don't want other dogs running up to him and stuff like that. I mean, I get sick of people, boy. I tell you what, some people come up to, I'll be walking them, and they'll say, oh, can I pet your dog? He's already growling at you. Why do you even ask me that? Why do you want to go up to an old growling dog? And of course, now keep in mind, I got him on a leash, whatever. But, people still think, oh, can I pet your dog? He's not even acting friendly. Why would you even say that? But anyway, that's nor here nor there. Okay, so I get to here, and they stop the creeping. So they're right behind that barrel. And they just sat there as I was pulling out like I am now, going a half a mile an hour or whatever. And I pull up here, and they revved their engine a little bit. And it kind of freaked me out. So I'm like, what are they up to? And then I thought, well, I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with me. Maybe they just pulled over to smoke a joint or something. I don't know. It's a national park. Who knows? They had a couple of canoes on top of their car and their bikes. But it actually looked like they lived in their car. There was a bunch of trash in the back. It was a small little hatchback, whatever, and, a bunch of, like, laundry baskets or whatnot. So I go like this to take this road to go for a walk to get on the other road. And I go like this, and I'm looking at him. And I go to look at him really quick. And they were leaned forward to stare at me and just gave me this glare. And the guy, I couldn't see the woman very good, but the guy had a really glassy eye, and he was sweating, and it kind of freaked me out. And I thought, well, I'm just gonna get going. So I guess they're gonna just sit there. So I'm gonna mind my own damn business and just do me and Zeus and just go down here for a walk. Okay, so I get down here, and I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and they're still sitting there. So I thought, okay, it is what it is. I don't know what's happening, but I'm just gonna focus. Okay, so I'm just want to take my walk. So I go down here. Let me get there. I don't have my seatbelt on right now, so that's why it's dinging, but I'm going to stop here in a second. Okay, so I turn down this road right here, following the barrels. I am now into the national park area that is owned by the DNR. And I go down to the end of this road, and I'm going to put this on pause for a minute and get down there so then I can show you what happened next. But by the time I got to right about here, I was looking in my rearview mirror, and I noticed they were creeping up behind me. And I really didn't think anything of it at the time, because I honestly was thinking to myself, maybe they just smoked a joint or something, and now they're ready to go for their walk or whatever. All right, well, And they kept their distance, so I didn't think nothing of it. But now I'm going to pause this and tell you what happened and turn the camera back on when I get down here. Okay, so I'm down at the end of the road, and then it turns like this. It turns on a curve. And then I proceeded to go down this road, and it turns right down at the end there. And I took Zeus on a nice little walk down there, and it was when we came back on this road is where it happened, and I'm going to turn around and show you that. So this next scene is after the walk. Okay, so now we went for our walk, and we turn around and we come here, and I had a 20-foot leash because Zeus still wanted to do some walking, but I was tired. So I get out of the car like this, and I get Zeus out of the car, and I have him on a 20-foot leash, and I had locked the leash in the car here, the edge of the car, and he was out here sniffing around or whatever, because I was just too tired. I didn't want to keep walking, but he was really enjoying getting his sniff on out here. So I'm sitting in the car, and we're at a standstill, and Zeus is just sniffing that grass right there, and here's my car, and he's right there, and the leash is on the back door, locked in the back door, and he's got 20 feet to just get a little sniff on, because, you know, being almost blind and pretty much 95% deaf, I have to keep an eye on him, you know, so I might need to reel him in or whatever. I just can't let him go off leash like I used to. It just ain't gonna work, you know. I'm too afraid. So anyway, I'm sitting here, and so I put the leash in there, and he's out getting a sniff on, and I get back in the car like this, and I'm sitting here, and then I turn the air on, and I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, I see this guy and this girl come around that curve up there, right up there, that curve, and they're on their bikes, and they're headed right towards me, and they're not on the bike path, they're right heading towards me in front of the Jeep here like a suicide mission, and they're just barreling towards us. At this point in time, I got all freaked out. I stopped, I got out of the car like this. I was like, Zeus, come here. And he started coming towards me, but these people were gaining speed because I'm so close to the curb, and they were gaining speed, and they ran up, and they were coming like this, and so close to the car like this, and Zeus, the leash was going this way, and Zeus came up and he jumped up on the guy. The woman was back about right here where this little ditch is right here, this little pothole. And so he was about 2 to 3 feet from the vehicle, and Zeus was over here. And so at this point, Zeus was over here, and he jumped up on the guy. Okay, so the guy, instead of kicking, like if you're on a motorcycle or a bike, your first instinct is just like kick a dog, you know, get off me or whatever, you know, because Zeus did jump up on him. I seen that, you know. But then he didn't kick Zeus or anything. He leaned his arm down and was punching Zeus in the face, and then he claimed Zeus bit him. And I said, Zeus, get in the car. And Zeus came right back. He listened to me. I was yelling, Zeus, Zeus, get in the car, you know, and he couldn't hear me at first, but I was yanking on the chain. And then he comes back and he gets right in the car, and I put him in the back of the car, and there he sat and proceeded to bark. But this guy, this guy was gone crazy on me, and now here's the story. Yeah, so really quick before I tell the story, as I was leaving, I come down here and I was going kind of fast because I was scared about her coming back with the gun to shoot Zeus, that I took this little shortcut because their car was parked down there, and because they were on their bikes. And so I took this shortcut here, and I just was going to hide because I was afraid of being shot at. And so I came down here, and I took the car down here, and of course, as you can see, there's no road. So I pulled in right here and drove over here because I'm scared of this woman, these crazy people. And and I drive over here to hide over there by that big tree right there in front of you, right there. And my 2 front tires get stuck in the mud because the day before we had this huge ass rainstorm. And I was stuck there, and I called my son. Luckily, he was still at home across the street, and he came and pushed me out, and then we took the back road and left. Okay, everybody, it took me a couple of days to do this video because I'm very upset, and I didn't think I could have got through this video without crying or being hysterical or whatever, because this is pretty serious. And but I have to get the video out there because I need help. So calling all friends, subscribers, whatever. I need all of the advice I can get. If you guys know anything, please help me. Okay, so I'm going to pick up where I left off from that little video clip. At that moment in time, and when I was calling for Zeus, I was banging on my hands because he can hear vibrations and stuff, and I was pulling on the leash. At this point in time, by the time this guy got in front of me, a couple feet away from me, Zeus was at about 5 foot on the leash as I was pulling him in to get him in the back of the car. Okay, so the way I see it, though, this guy was like a scammer or opportunist or whatever, because he was coming at me, and I think he wanted me to hit him with my car. And I'm thinking that since he realized the car was at a standstill, that, you know, his plan changed. I don't know what happened, but I'm just guessing at this point, because with all the information that I have, that's my best guess. Okay, so now let's go right back to, and I'm sorry this video is going to be longer than most of my videos, but, you know, so if you're welcome to click out anytime if you're not interested. So I'm sorry, you know, I have to get it out there. Okay, so now at this point in time, I'm pulling on Zeus. He gets in the car. Zeus is in the car, and the guy was holding his arm like this, and he was jumping around, had this weird stance like a rabbit out of a magician's hat. And he got 2 feet from me, and he started spitting on me. And he said, "Your dog bit me, your dog bit me. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?" And he had this weird look in his eye, like this or something. I can't really do it. And it was all glassy and everything. And his wife was behind him on her bike, and she didn't say a word. She just sat there on her bike. She didn't get off the bike. I mean, if your husband was bit by a dog or something, don't you think you'd want to help or say something, you know? And the first thing he kept saying, well, he said it so many times I couldn't even count. "What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?" And like that. And then I said, "Oh my God, please calm down. Everything's going to be okay." You know, I mean, I didn't even see the bite. I didn't see Zeus bite him. I seen Zeus jump up on him. I don't know what happened, but I'm willing to do the right thing. I'll do whatever it takes to do the right thing. I told him, I said, "Look, let's call the police right now. We'll make a report, and, you know, and we'll call, I'll take you to the animal, I'll take you up to the hospital because it's 3 miles down the road. And if you don't want me to take you, I'll follow you. I'm going to give you my information right now." And he kept saying, "What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Do you have a wallet?" And I'm like, "A wallet?" And I'm a woman. I carry a purse. I don't have a wallet on me. He's like, "Well, what are you going to do about this?" And I said, I don't know. I have a first aid kit, because he wouldn't let me get my phone. And me being the person who videos everything, I do such a panicked blank that I didn't even think to grab my phone to record anything. I didn't even think about it, because first of all, I'm 2 miles out away from the main road. And I started thinking, well, if I called the police, they wouldn't find me anyway. I just want to get to the entrance and then call the police. But in the meantime, let's get this guy to the hospital. Let's do something. So he's yelling at me and spitting on me, like a shame on you for, because this happened or whatever, you know. And I am so freaked out at this point in time. I thought I was going to throw up because I was getting really upset. And I kept telling him, calm down, you know, it's going to be okay. And, you know, he has his shots, and, you know, it's going to be okay. And he didn't care about that. It was just freaking me out. And so I said, I went ahead, and I've got 8 pages of these notes right here, but I'm just trying to remember everything that happened in order in my head so I can tell you guys instead of reading. I just had to document it. So, but anyway, where was I? Okay. So anyway, this guy, he kept saying, "What are you going to do about it?" and this and that. And then when he realized, I got a piece of paper, I ripped a piece of paper up, and I grabbed a pen that was sitting out there in the car, and I go to the hood of the car, and I wrote down, I gave him my real name and my phone number, my real phone number, and the license plate of the car, right? And then he said, "Well, since you're not going to do anything about it, I'm going to take matters in my own hands, and I'm just going to take care of this myself. I'll deal with it." That's what he said. "I'm going to handle it myself." And I'm thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? So at this point in time, I thought, this guy seems a little off, and I'm getting a little afraid of this guy. I just want to get out of here. And so he looked at the wife, girlfriend, whatever, and he yells back at her. He goes, "Hey, go back to the car, you know, because where my phone is," like that, he said, because neither one of them have a phone, evidently. I don't know. That's what he said. They don't have a phone. "Go back to the car and go get my phone," if you know what I mean, because I'm going to need the phone to take care of this business. So go get that for me. And she turns around and leaves on her bike, and I'm thinking, is this guy going to go get a gun? Because he made it sound like that. He was very threatening and very scary situation to be out in the middle of nowhere with, and it's 2 against 1. And this is a crazy man, obviously on heroin. I'm serious. And, you know, I'm sorry, but that's my perception. You had to have been there. So anyway, at this point in time, I decided to scratch off the last 2 numbers of my real phone number because this guy ain't getting my number. You know, I was really scared. And I was worried about some kind of crazy retaliation or something. I don't know. But so I said, he kept yelling at me and spitting on me. And I couldn't get him away from me. And Zeus is barking. And I said, look, here's my information, you know, and I'm going to go now. And I have to get out of here. And he goes, yeah, go ahead. You leave. And I was like, okay, I will, you know. And then so I get in the car and then I start driving down the street. And that's when I seen a way out to turn down the side road because I thought I'm going to encounter the wife with the gun. And as she's coming back as I'm leaving, I don't want that. So that's the second little clip that you've seen there, or that part of the clip where I kind of veered off and then got stuck in the mud. Okay, now here comes the hard part. I don't even know how to get through this because I just don't. I need a minute. I'm just going to pause this, take a breath, and then pick it back up in a minute. Okay, I'm just going to have to get through this. Okay, so I'm just going to try to calm down here, whatever. This has been very upsetting for me, and it's a really hard thing to deal with. So I think I'm just going to read some of my notes so I don't skip anything and just try to get through it. So here we go. Bear with me. Okay, so this all happened on Friday, July 10th. Okay, so when I left there, after my son got me out of the mud, I came back here and to make a report. I wanted to call the police, but after I, you know, had vented my story to my family and, you know, and calmed down, then I tried to call the police and make a report. Okay, so I called in, I spoke with the female, she answered the phone, and she asked me what the problem was, and I told her that, you know, what my issue was, whatever, and I said, look, I said I was just out for a walk with my dog, and I had a strange encounter, and I think my dog might have bit somebody, but I'm not sure, but I don't want it to go unnoticed. I just want to do the right thing, and I'm just calling because I want a police officer to either come to my house or take a report over the phone. And she said, well, where are you? And I said, well, I'm at my mom's house, and I gave him the address, and you know, I wasn't at home, and she kept saying, well, what's the address? What's that? I gave the address, and then we hung up, and 2 hours go by, and you know, no one's calling me back, and no one's coming to take my report, and I don't know why. I don't understand, because we've had a lot of issues in life recently, and we can't get the police out here to help. My daughter's roof caved in her home and came down during the storm into her living room, and we can't get the police out here to take a report for that either. So I mean, it's just been really weird. Okay, so now I'm getting a phone call, so let me stop that. I should put this on, I guess I might have to put it on airplane mode. Okay, sorry everybody, hang on. All right, so I don't know if that interrupted the video or not, but okay, here we go. So, okay, so they never came out to take my report. They never cared to hear what I had to say, whatever. So I go home, and I mean, I know what happened, but I still want to follow my notes, so please bear with me. So I go home, and then the next morning is Saturday morning here, and I get a call from a text message from my mom, and she said that there was a note on her door. This pink slip was on her door with duct tape, and it said that, you know, they want to come and get my dog. I have to surrender the dog. And I was like, you know what? I need proof of something, you know? I can't just do this to people, you know what I mean? So I said, you know, I was rushing for work because I'll be honest with you, I haven't worked in 2 weeks now because it's been so hot out. And Saturday was, July 11th was my first day back at work in a while. And I had to be at work at 11, and I was rushing. And, you know, so I told her, my mom said that the lady said she was going to call the police. And I said, well, just send her over here, you know. So, which I, looking back now, I wish she would have called the police, So anyway, so she comes back over here. She comes over here, rather. And this is Saturday, July 11th. And her name is Rachel. And she says she's with animal control. And she had pulled up in a white van. And there was no logo on the van. She had no ID on her or anything like that. And she kept saying that she got a report of a dog bite incident. And she's here to, I have to surrender the dog. And so at this point in time, I'm really upset. I come in the house, and my daughter goes out there to talk to him because she wanted to talk to him, whatever, and because it's originally her dog, So she goes out there and she talks to the lady, and the lady's really nice. Her name is Rachel. She was trying to be nice. I mean, she's trained to be that way because they are taking your animal, And we're trying to tell her that Zeus is deaf and he's blind and he's sick, he's got blood in his stools. We don't know how much longer he's going to last. He's very ill, and we're just trying to keep him comfortable. There are lots of problems. So she's telling her this. And she's like, well, whatever, don't worry about it. We'll take him and we'll put him in quarantine, and we'll keep an eye on him, and we'll keep you updated. Okay, so at this point, she's Stephanie, my daughter, she releases the dog to her, and the dog gets in the back of the car, and I'm in the house, whatever, and then they leave. Okay, and I'm watching it all. I watched the last few seconds unfold on my doorbell ring camera. Okay, so, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't believe this. I don't understand this. I feel like I've been scammed, opportunist, whatever. I don't believe that there was any dog bite incident, and that they have no proof. And how could you come to my home and remove a family member of mine with no proof whatsoever of anything except for my call, just trying to do the right thing? Okay, so if this is what you get for trying to do the right thing, then I say fuck doing the right thing. I'm just going to isolate myself from the rest of the world and do nothing from here on out. I can't be a part of society because society is not normal. So anyway, so she's gone and everything, and then here's what happened after that. I mean, it just gets worse. Okay, so then, let's see. Okay, so then I get off work. It was about 8 o'clock, and there was so much, I was just having so much on my mind while I was at work and stuff like that. So I called, I'm just going to try to remember to read my notes. So I call the police station, and I say, look, I said, I had animal control here come and take my dog, and they didn't show me anything. I don't have any proof of anything. And the guy was so condescending. He was like calling my name like this. And I was like, I said, what? Mocking him. He goes, nobody else called in a dog bite. Nobody, only you, blah, blah, blah. So they probably thought I was some drunk person or something calling in a dog bite that never happened. I said, I just need to make a report on what happened. You need to, even if you do it over the phone, we got to get this on report. He's like, you're the only one that called in a dog bite incident. So I'm really freaked out, So, I mean, I'm calling around trying to figure stuff out. I called up at the hospital to see if there was a dog bite incident reported, and they said no, which I'm surprised they even talked to me, but I didn't ask for any personal information, I was lucky I got an older person on the phone, and she went through the files, whatever. And then as I'm talking to the police officer, he's like, I'm looking, when did this happen? And I said, Friday. And he said, I'm looking at the report. There's no one else, no other incidents reported. At this point in time, I'm starting to realize I was scammed and whatever. So then I said, what can I do? I mean, they took my dog and wrongfully. He goes, my best advice I can give you, and this is officer talking, the best advice I can give you is to just go up there tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., which would have been Sunday morning, at 8 a.m. and get your damn dog. Like that. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we hang up. And of course, I'm up all night. I'm trying to think of something. I don't know what's happening. And the next morning comes, Sunday morning comes. And I'm sitting, I feel like I'm missing some details, but you're getting a gist of it. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to call up there. So I first go on the website, I look at the, where they're located and everything, and I see their hours. They don't open at 8 because of COVID anymore, so they don't open till noon. Okay, so Sunday noon rolls around, and, no, wait. I did skip something. So this was Monday morning. So Saturday, I spent all this time trying to figure out where the dog was and who took my dog. They left no paperwork behind. They left no numbers. I didn't know anything. And my daughter even signed something, but they didn't give a copy of whatever they signed. And I knew I was going to skip something. But anyway, that was Saturday. And that's when, you know, on Sunday, the policeman told me, no, that's right. Oh, God, see, I'm so confused. I'm sorry. So yeah, all that took place on Saturday. He told me to go down Sunday morning, yeah, and get the dog at 8 o'clock. So I look on the website, and because of COVID, they don't open till noon. So I go down there, and I get my daughter in the car, and we go down there together, and it is 12 o'clock noon. And we get out, we put our masks on, we get out, we go to the door, and there's a note on the door at the animal shelter place, and it says, take this number down and go back to your car and call us because we don't allow anybody in. So I'm like, okay. So we go back, we get the number, we go back to my car, and we call him. And my daughter and I are sitting in the car, and I called, and I said, look, I said I was calling about Zeus. And she goes, oh, well, you can't see him. We won't allow you to see him. And I'm thinking, well, first of all, you told me the other day that we could come see him anytime. You just don't advise it because then if you go, the dogs wonder why you don't take him home with you. So for that reason, too, I wasn't going to see Zeus. I was going to stay away if they really had him. So at this point, I thought maybe these people found my license plate and came and took him, you know. So anyway, so we're standing there, and I said, well, I'm not here to see Zeus. I'm here to get Zeus. I'm here to take my dog home. And she's like, what are you talking about? And she starts yelling at me or whatever. And I said, look, you know what? I am just being really assertive here at this point. You have no proof of a dog bite. All you have is me calling in. I talked to the police officer. He told me to come here and get my dog. There's no other reports anywhere. And she goes, well, we can't just let you have the dog like that. You know, we're not going to give you back your dog. And so she goes, I'll spend the day trying to dig up some paperwork for you if that'll make you happy and see if I can find something that has some kind of information on it that you might think you need. Like that. So anyway, we had no choice but to leave. We were there about 12 minutes. So we left. And the whole time driving back home, I'm just still thinking I'm in like on another planet. So then I get home and I'm thinking to myself, I don't understand any of this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just trying to go about my day, you know, and I go to work and then I come back. I could only work 2 hours because I can't get my head in a game. And I get home and I'm discussing it with a few other people, the situation, and I can't figure out what's happening. So then I decide, yeah, I have to let it go for right now. And I'll do some more investigating on Monday and when places are open, whatever, and I'll try to figure this out. And she said she was going to get back to me by the end of the day with any information that she knows. So right now I'm just going to, you know, just try to calm down. So I don't understand what's happening. Let's see, I called up there and let's see, what time did I call? I could look at my notes, but. Okay, yeah, so 6 o'clock rolls around. I called up there and I asked her, I said, well, it's the end of the day. I didn't hear back from you. And I'm wondering if you found out any information because, you know, I need to know. So we can't give you any information because of the dog bite situation. We're not allowed to release any kind of information, blah, 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 blah. And then they hung up on me, and that was that. So I tried to call back, and they didn't answer. And then all of a sudden, the Rachel girl calls me back, and she's, you know, like nothing ever happened. And she was like, oh, I just thought I'd tell you that, hi, I got some information about Zeus. And I was like, oh, good, thank God. And then click, she hung up on me. I kept trying to call back. It was busy, and we never did communicate. So then 2 hours go by, and 2 hours go by, and a police officer shows up at my door. And I was like, hello, and he goes, well, do you know why I'm here? And I'm like, no. I said, what happened? You know, why are you here? And he was actually very nice. For the first time I had encountered a police officer that was, you know, halfway decent. So then he said, I'm here because the animal shelter called me and they want to come after you for being hostile. I said, wait a minute, me? Hostile? Yeah, come on. I'm going to tell you something. If I'm hostile, I don't know what this world is in for, because to me, I'm pretty normal. I mean, define normal, but I'm one of the most kindest people in the world. And I told him, I said, look, I was getting assertive, yes, but aggressive, no. I said, I have been put in a very bad position. I can't figure out what's happening. You've got to understand. I couldn't even get you guys out here to take a report when a crazed man I thought was going to shoot me down. So he was like listening to my story, but he didn't take the report. He just heard everything I had to say, and I backed up and told him the whole story, what happened over there across the street, and never made a report on it. He just sat there and listened to what I had to say, and I told him about the officer who told me just to go get my dog at 8 o'clock in the morning and everything. And he also told me there's been no reports, and blah 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 blah. So then anyway, he said he was going to look into it and get back to me, and if he didn't get back to me by 6 o'clock the next day, call him back. So I didn't hear from anybody all day. So I call him back, and I call up there at 5:30 or whatever, and somebody answered, and she said that he doesn't come on till 6 o'clock, his shift, and if I wanted to go ahead and leave a voice message. And I said, sure, that's great, thank you. So I get on voicemail, and I tell him, look, I'm getting really upset at this situation. I hope you found out something, because he said he was going to call a hospital and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, boy, I'm sorry. So anyway, he says, finally calls me back and says that he spoke with them up there at the shelter, and they said that, they found some information, and they showed it to, because I told the police officer, you could just show me something, They said that he told me his demeanor had changed too, by the way, and he was in a hurry to get me off the phone. He wasn't that nice guy anymore, and I think he was afraid his department might be in trouble or something happening. So anyway, he said that he's seen a piece of paper, some paperwork, that Dana Madden or Madeline or whatever her last name is, from the Sauk County Animal Shelter, Baraboo Animal Shelter, whatever, and which I don't like her anyway. I had a run-in with her about 6 years ago, but that's nor here nor there right now. Anyway, her daddy's real rich, and he bought her that place, and she runs that, so she pays the cops. She gives money out into all this charity stuff, so she can just do whatever the hell she wants to do, right? So that's the kind of person she is. So anyway, he said that she showed him, not her personally, but he was faxed over a piece of paper that said that there was a dog bite, came from the animal clinic or whatever, the hospital. I mean, not animal clinic, but the clinic up the street, not the hospital, but a clinic. And so he said that, there was a name on there, but it was whited out because they feared of my retaliation. I said, look, I'm going to tell you something, and this is the last time I'm going to say this before I get a damn attorney. The Sixth Amendment, I told the officer, I have the right to face my accuser. I'm the damn victim here. The dog is the victim. I was just trying to do the right thing. And what the hell is happening in this world, And he goes, again, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can tell you except for that the paperwork says that the dog bite came from the clinic, Sauk Prairie Clinic. And so anyway, we ended up getting off the phone. I sat down, and about 10 minutes later, I started thinking about it. I called the clinic. And I just got some information. I didn't mention anything that I was involved in or anything like that. I didn't let him think anything like that. I said, oh, hi. Oh, I think I got the wrong number. I thought I called the hospital, and kind of laughing. I said, I'm sorry. I said, oh, well, now that I got you on the phone, so this isn't the hospital, right? And she goes, no, this isn't the hospital. I said, well, do you take emergencies? Like if I came in there and I was bleeding or something, or if I was getting ready to have a baby or something, can you take me? And she goes, no, we're not that kind of facility. We don't have any kind of means for something like that. We're not the hospital. You have to go to the hospital for stuff like that. She said that their doors there's just a doctor's office in there, and that you have to call ahead and make an appointment to see the doctor at that clinic. And I said, so, you know, you don't take any emergencies or whatever? She said, no, absolutely not. She goes, to add to that, our clinic's doors have been locked because of COVID, so we don't do walk-ins anymore either. Okay, so at this point, I'm thinking, yeah. So I asked her one last question, and I said, what time do you guys close on Friday? And she said 5 o'clock. So I said, thank you. And then I get on the website to look just to double check, thinking maybe she's new, whatever. I want to back up my shit, you know. I'm going to back up my store. I want to back it up, you know. So I go and look on the website. And sure enough, yeah, they close at 5 o'clock on Fridays. So now I'm up against this storm where the Dana, the director of the Sauk County Humane Society up there in Wisconsin, has some forged fake ass paperwork from a clinic that doesn't even help people in that way. And she said that they, you know, the guy went in there 8 o'clock or whatever from the dog bite. Or, well, I don't even know if there's a time on there, but she said that, you know, that's where it... Okay, well, okay, let's back it up. The dog bite happened at 6:45 p.m. because I referenced to my phone when I called my son to get me out of the ditch at 7:15. Now, by the time his wife would have got to him, or they would have got in the car and got to any clinic or whatever, and considering now, keep note, the hospital said they didn't get any calls, and the police said they didn't get any calls. So keeping in mind that this clinic that they're saying he went to closed at 5 p.m., how did that even take place? So I'm being scammed. It's a double-edged sword. I got scammed by an opportunist and his wife, and luckily they didn't get any money out of me, and we didn't die. We didn't get shot because he was crazy on drugs. But I also got scammed by the Humane Society there, by Dana and that, because all they kept telling me is, you can come get him in 10 days, and it's going to be $200 and some, and then we need money for this also, and you have to call here and there, and you got to call ahead to make an appointment to come and get him, and then we'll bring him out to you. And keep in mind, this dog is like deaf, blind, needs help, doesn't know where he's at. Just took him right out of my house. And I can't get him back. And no one will talk to me. I called today to see how he's doing. They don't talk to me. They won't talk to me because they know they're in the wrong. So I'm asking you guys, do you know anything of what I could do? Because I understand that if I call the hospital or something like that, because of HIPAA laws, they can't tell me certain things. But don't I have a right to see who's accusing me of my dog biting them? Don't I have a right to know something? They're withholding this dog from me, my dog? I mean, do you guys know anything? Can you help me in any way? Do you have any answers for me? Because I'm just totally a mess right now, and I'm at wit's end because I feel like Zeus he won't survive this. I feel like he's going to die in there because he was already getting pretty sick, and I want to bring him home. So if you guys have any ideas for me, and I know I'm sorry to get really loud and upset and cry, you know, maybe you're not this animal lover that I am, and maybe you can't, you know, feel what I feel, but I'm human, and I am just really upset about this because the world has gone fucking mad. It has, you know, I'm sorry. It's gone mad, you know. Excuse my French. Don't act like you never heard the F word before. I'm just very upset. Okay, so if anybody out there knows anything and can tell me anything on what the law might be, you know, or anything, because I can't even afford to get an attorney or whatever. So I just want Zeus back because he might not make it. And I just want to be there for him. All right, you guys, that's it for today. And then I'll keep you updated, but I want to also tell you that I haven't been able to do this video yet because I've just been finally getting better, whatever. But I had actually gone 5 months without doing a video and that because I had COVID, and I could talk about it now. And I'm pretty anxious to tell you that story and what happened. Okay, so if you know anything, please tell me. I mean, should I get a petition? I don't know. All right, so help me save Zeus.